I can tell you something. As long as you're responding to the things that concern you, the potential for pain or worry, as long as you're trying to get a quick fix of feeling good, as long as you're responding to people's demands, you're living a life of reaction, and you won't get the level of fulfillment, much less the results that you really deserve. So how do we turn that around? Well, first of all, you got to understand the price of focusing on what you fear. And I'll give you a fun, simple example. Years ago, I took up a fun sport, which is auto racing. And when I first went to this racing school, the very first time you get there, here's what they do with you. They put you in a car, and they say, we're going to show you what an automobile is capable of and what you can do. So you get next to this race car driver, and they take you through this course, and they're going 140 miles an hour straight at a wall in a corkscrew turn, and your heart's beating out of you, and they do it. And by the end of this thing, they look at you and say, you know, in 4 days, you're going to be able to do this. And you think to yourself, you're joking. There's just no way this is going to happen. But they say, let me tell you the secret. The reason you're scared right now is you don't know what you do if you got out of control. You don't know what you do if you got caught up in a spin. And I said, so before you ever learn to drive, the most important skill that you got to develop is learning how to come out of a spin quickly. And when the man was telling me this, I thought, God, what a great metaphor for life. Because we all do really well when things are going well. It's when we go into a spin, when things aren't working out well, when things that are stressful happen, that we kind of lose control of the direction of our lives and start reacting. And pretty soon our fear tends to cause us to end up on the rocks or in the wall, so to speak. So I said, okay, well, what's the secret? He said, it's really simple, Tony. Here's how it works. Here's how you come out of a spin. Focus on where you want to go, like this left-hand turn we're going to need to make. Don't focus on the wall in front of you. If you focus on what you fear, the wall, guess what happens? The minute you focus on it, you steer in the direction of what you focus on, and your life or your car moves that direction. If you focus on what you want, you will automatically steer everything in the direction of what you want. He said, you ever hear about, somebody driving down like a desert highway, and there's like a telephone pole every quarter of a mile, and this guy's driving his Porsche 100 miles an hour, and it's the telephone pole? And I said, yeah. He goes, that happens all the time. He said, you know why? As soon as people start to feel like they're out of control, they focus on what they're afraid of hitting, and they drive right into it. I thought, that's a great metaphor for life. He said, so all you got to do is don't get scared. Even if you do get scared, you will. Even though you're fearful, focus on what you want, not what you fear. I said, no problem. I teach this stuff. How do you think I did? Not very good. Because what happened was he was smart. He got me driving for a while, and I was concentrating, and I was waiting. I knew any moment he's going to do this. But see, life doesn't give things to you. It doesn't give you challenges when you're ready for them. It's like just when everything's going great, that's when life comes by and gives you a little test. That's like when our Creator says, it's time for you to grow, and you're not ready for it, so you're going to grow the most right now. And so sure enough, I'm driving for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm waiting for us to push the button. After a while, I kind of just get caught up in the rhythm stuff, kind of like getting caught up in your life. And all of a sudden, he pushes the button. We start spinning out of control. What do you think the first place my brain goes? Wham, right at the wall. I'm driving right into it. He is smart, though. He wants to save our lives. He grabs my head and forces me to look in the direction we need to turn. And I'm fighting him because I want to see myself die. Right? Fortunately, he keeps holding my head. Now, as I turn and focus on where I want to go, without realizing, what do I instantly do? I turn in the direction of what I want. I got a question for you, though. Do you think the minute you turn and you do the right thing, because now I'm doing the right thing, I'm turning the right direction, do you immediately get rewarded for that? See, we have a thing called momentum that's still going on. We're in what we call lag time right now, where we're doing the right things, but we're not getting the reward because of the old momentum. It's kind of like you ate like heck for 30 years, and now you've eaten well for 2 days, and you go, gosh, I'm not getting the result yet. Keep focusing, keep eating the right way, and it'll turn. But you got to keep the faith. You can't look back at the wall, because that's what you want to do. You want to look back and go, it's not working. I want to see the failure. I want to see the crash. Fortunately, he keeps holding my head. And what happens? Sure enough, we turn. And a few seconds later, the wheels catch and we turn, and we miss the wall by about 2 or 3 feet. My heart is beating out of me. He goes, did you learn? I said, I learned. Did I learn? No. It took 3 or 4 more times of doing this, of him forcing my head before I finally got it down. I got a very important question for you, though. If you focus on where you want to go, are you guaranteed not to have problems, guaranteed not to hit the wall? The answer is no. You could still hit the wall. But let me ask you an alternative question. If you focus on what you fear, if you focus on the problem, if you focus on the challenge ahead of you, and you drive yourself into that, are you going to crash? The answer is 100% yes. So there's no guarantee in life, but if we focus on what we want, our outcome, which is what OPA stands for, the first O in OPA is outcome. What do I really want? If we focus on that, our chances increase geometrically. If we focus on our fear, we got a real problem.